Hey, welcome to the Overshare Pamphlet. My name is Rob, and I'm the host of this one-man show. Welcome back once again. And by the time this episode comes out, Valentine's Day is already gone. But I hope you guys had a nice Valentine's Day, or if you're doing anything this week celebrating instead, well, hope you have something nice planned ahead. You know what I mean? So today's another special episode. Came out of like nowhere basically, but like it was a very spontaneous decision. So once again, I'm having as you can tell from the title, I'm having my bestie Pam joining me for this episode. We're planning to have to celebrate basically Valentine's between us, between friends. Valentine's is the best thing ever, but I digress. We were not planning to do an episode, and then at a certain point I was like, you know what, how about, remember when we talked about the specific topic that we wanted to talk about on my podcast, and we never really had a chance to do it. I was like, how about we do it tonight, So yeah, we are recording Valentine's. On Valentine's, we're recording this episode, which is about ruffling feathers. We'll get into what that specifically means in the actual portion, the main portion of the podcast. But stay tuned. It's a lot about, I guess like it fits very well with Valentine's and everything else, because it's about like tickling someone's attention and like, being on your best behavior and enraging your haters and all that stuff. It's just about a humble brag, It is, but we'll get into that. We'll give you the rules on how to be like the the hottest bitch on earth, period. But anyways, before we get into actually the main part of the episode, of course, we're gonna get into the usuals, which is the songs of the week, of course. So yeah, I'm gonna try and keep this sweet and short, so we can have more time to talk on the actual main portion. But yeah, first of all, my girl Kim Petras was going to release Slap Pop Miami for Valentine's. So I'm recording this bit like after the actual thing, but we are in the new Slap Pop Miami era. So yes, ma'am. A Slap Pop is, if you're not aware of that, Kim Petras, first of all, if you're not aware of who she is, she's of course a gay icon. She is, I guess, like, unfortunately people know her mostly for her collaboration with Sam Smith, Unholy, but that's completely like out of the realm of imagination in terms of what she does. She does a lot of like very cool. She's a very like she's very much inspired by like the Britneys and the Paris Hiltons and all that stuff, and she's very like, she talks a lot about sex, which honestly, personally, I love, because we seem to have lost a bit of that sexy, nasty music and like about that very explicit side of pop music, and she, for once, is incredible at that. She's very forward with any of the sort, and she released in 2022 a mini album, like an EP, even though it's credited as a full album, but it's an EP because it has like 7 songs or something. 7 songs. The original Slap Pop, that album, in my opinion, is one of her best works ever. It's very tongue-in-cheek, it's very like, on the nose. It's about like sex, that's it. Like, I'll list you some of the titles of the original album: Slap Pop, Treat Me Like a Slut, XXX, Superpower Bitch, Throat Goat, They Wanna Fuck. Like, there's, everything is about that. So incredible. These are like some mini projects that she does every now and then. She drops music like this every now and then about some like things that she just has fun with and all that stuff. And it's just like, I think whenever she does that, it translates super well with the fans. She tries, of course, to like also do main pop girl moments, but I think this is where she truly shines the most, which is when she does her own damn thing and she has fun on it. So yeah, and after 2 years, she finally we didn't know she was gonna do it, but it's more, trust me, it's more than welcome. I was waiting for something like this. In preparation for this, I also made a playlist called Slutty on the Main, where I put all my favorite slutty songs. So go listen to that as well. And of course, I'm gonna put some of the maybe I'll just put maybe just one on my like songs of the week playlist for February on Spotify. So um, watch out, you know. But yeah, she released Slap Pop Miami, which is a new reiteration of Slap Pop. This time around, it's a full album. It's 12 songs. They're all quite short. Like they're like average. I think it's like 2 minutes on average. Like every track is 2 minutes or something. But yeah, when I saw the like the first of all like the concept for this one is just so much fun. She posted so many like little like teaser videos with like that are very much like kind of just like porn oriented, like old, but like old porn. Like they're not explicit per se, like super explicit, but they do like they do seem like very influenced by 70s porn or like 80s porn, like very old ones. Like it's so funny. It's hilarious, but it has that like vintage image to it, and the photo shoots are incredible. Just beautiful stuff. But yeah, Slap Up Miami, full of crazy good songs. Some of my favorites. You know what? I'm gonna put two of them. I'm gonna put Get Fucked and Fucking This and Fucking That. Those are incredible songs. But every single song on this is fun. I think it's like very similar to the original Slap Pop, but Slap Pop Miami is a bit more summery, which is what you would expect, I guess, from it. But it's great for the summer. I think it's gonna bang during the summer. I hope she has a lot of success. Slap Pop, the original EP, had a lot of success in my opinion. Like it was very much beloved. But I can see this like, and also can I just say the album is like a complete fade in, fade out. She's been known for this, but every single track on the album bleeds into the other one seamlessly. Like it's so beautiful. Like literally, this you could play at a club the full album and no one would get bored because it's like every single song is meshed up with the other one so fucking well. So yeah, she's done this already with her Halloween album, which also is one of my favorite albums ever she's made. But yeah, incredible stuff, incredible stuff. Again, very on the nose. There's plenty of like funny titles and like honestly lyrics, but it's just tongue in cheek and it's that kind of vibe. If you don't like it, I understand. Like it's a very on the nose and very tongue in cheek, as I said, but I personally love it. It's just so much fun and it is slutty as fuck. So go listen to it. My girl almost knocked the mic, but my girl Kim, she always comes through. So yeah, those are two songs that I want to point out, and the mini album, the album in general. Sorry, yeah. Then I also want to spotlight. What do I want to talk about this one? Yeah, I want to spotlight "No More Birthdays" by Sophie May. It's so much fun, very different from what she normally does. Sophie May usually makes like so many like depressing ass songs, which I love personally, but this one is a more upbeat version. It's about growing older and like wanting to stop time, and it's just very beautiful. Like the lyrics and everything else, just gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Then I have you know what, I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna put Texas Hold'em by Beyonce. She's coming with the with a country genre for her Renaissance 2 second act. It seems 2024 is going to be the country year because she's doing it. Post Malone is doing it. Is doing a country album. Lana is doing a country album. Casey Musgraves is coming back, country artist. So yeah, it seems that it's going to be the trend for this year, which I'm honestly very excited about. I said literally in my previous episode that I wanted more country music from mainstream artists and like younger artists as well, but Beyonce, I just want to point out specifically, Beyonce doing a country album is just incredible because first, she is from Texas. Thank you very much. And second of all, we want black artists to reclaim the roots of this genre as well because it's like Texas, well, sorry, not Texas, sorry, country music was, of course, as many other genres, very much of black origin. So we want this to happen. I'm so glad for, like, now I understand the concept of Renaissance. Like, I didn't know at first it was gonna be like this sort of concept, but it seems like with every Renaissance album, she's gonna reclaim for, like, as if, like, as in general, like, in terms of like ethnicity and like origins, full roots, but yeah, she's reclaiming the roots of many different genres that are popular in music. So Renaissance first act, she reclaimed house music, rightfully so, and now she's doing it with country, with Renaissance too. So I'm excited. I actually love this idea. It's like so smart, and so I think it's gonna be so successful. I mean, she's been very successful with Renaissance One, despite the Grammys paying her dust. But it doesn't matter. Like the quality came through, and people love it. So I'm also excited for the visuals, because like the cover art for this one, Texas Hold'em, is just funny. Like, it's very beautiful. The album is coming out March 29th, so catch me doing a review of that. I love country music, so period. People are saying that maybe Lady Gaga is gonna be on it, on the album, because the music video for this one is like very similar to like what they did for Telephone, but I'm not sure. But Lady Gaga is coming out with new music. We don't know what she's gonna do with it, but I wouldn't be surprised if they actually do collab. That would be actually pretty fun. I would be on the lookout for that. But yeah, Beyonce with a short bob looks phenomenal. So yeah, but that's pretty much it. These are my thoughts on the songs of the week. Now stay tuned. We're gonna get into the main portion of a masterclass on ruffling feathers with my bestie Pam. Yes, stay tuned. So after less than a month of having my bestie on my podcast, well, I just said, like, how about you come over to my place, we celebrate Valentine's together, and we just record something else. So she's back here again. Pam is here. Pam is here again. So yeah, we were like having a little. We planned this ahead. Like, we were planning to like have a Valentine's Day anyways. That was our original plan. We didn't plan on recording. Yeah. But we did have plans of doing this specific episode, and the topic, I guess, is going to be more like what we were best at, I would say. What we were masters at. This is a masterclass, as I said. It's a masterclass about ruffling feathers. Now, maybe you can take it away and say like what ruffling feathers mean, because I know it's like a bit of a weird term, I guess. I don't know. It is quite like a
ruffling feathers.
It's quite an interesting term.
Yeah.
How would you define it? Yeah.
First of all, thank you so much for having me on your podcast yet again.
Of course.
I'm a big fan of your work, so I'm really honored.
I'm glad you're a fan, and I'm a fan of you, and I'm so happy that you're here. You made time for me, so.
Aww, sweet friend.
Of course. But yeah, you like, the two of us, we always say, like, this is our thing. We usually say all the time that we have to go out and ruffle feathers, or ruffle someone, or ruffle our haters, like.
Yeah, so ruffling feathers. Are you trust me with
Go for it.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Wow, okay. So I would define ruffling feathers as something that you do just naturally or tactfully.
Okay.
I'm going to use the word tactfully. Something that you do tactfully that potentially not gets under somebody. It could get under somebody's skin.
Yeah,
it could get under somebody's skin, but makes them think about you more.
Yeah.
Like, you're on their mind. Like, they don't just click away. They don't just read your message. Like, they think about it for longer than the average amount of time.
Yeah, you tickle someone else's interest, basically.
Yeah.
In my brain, whenever I think about ruffling feathers, I always think of How to Be a Heartbreaker by Marina and the Diamonds. Like, that's the kind of, but we don't want to be that toxic. You know what I mean? It's a bit of a way of behaving to just tickle the interests of either haters.
Yeah, it can be positive or negative.
Yeah, you can ruffle in any way, basically. Yeah, either against someone or to attract someone, I guess, in a way.
There's many different ways to ruffle.
Oh, and we've experienced it all. Like,
we do the full range of ruffling.
Yes. We're masters.
We are masters. And the thing is like, you can be tactful, you can be intentional with your ruffling, but sometimes, like, just existing, you will ruffle people's feathers, and and you can be aware of it, and you're like, well, I don't mean to ruffle these people's feathers, and it can be either good or bad. Like, you know that guy that like just is always lingering in your stories and always views it in the first 10 that you maybe had one convo with.
Yes.
Like maybe went on one date with, always there, always lingering. The exes, like,
damn.
They're like, you're ruffling them unintentionally.
Yes. Or your ex-friends.
Yeah.
Even your ex-friends, they sure as hell are ruffled anytime they like engage with your content. Sometimes it is like unintentional. Like also, for example, it happens that by following these rules that we're gonna get into, you start getting them like, you know, start using all these things constantly. They become natural to you, and you will like, you know, ruffle even without even thinking about it. You know what I mean?
Because I would say that sometimes we don't mean to ruffle, and then we realize that, hey, maybe we did.
Yeah.
100%.
I think our great skill is also that we're
subtle about it. We're subtle about it because certain people, and I don't want to name names, who like maybe did something, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes ago, are not so subtle about ruffling.
Exactly.
And
some people don't know how to ruffle.
Some people don't know how to ruffle correctly. Like, it can't be obviously targeted, and it can't be... I think that it's not classy to be mean.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Agreed.
Like, ruffling feathers is not meant to be mean.
Yeah.
It might... Like, I feel like maybe I didn't define it well. Maybe it came
across
as mean. But never should you use this power to, purposefully hurt someone.
Yes.
Like some people do.
Yeah.
You never want to hurt somebody's feelings with these tactics. You never want to be mean, even if they did you dirty, even if it's a hater.
Yeah.
Like, it's always, nothing ruffles haters more than being better than being mean.
I agree. If you it's like acting unbothered, but also at the same time, like attracting attention.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That's the main purpose. We're not out here like hurting feelings. Actually, sometimes if you ruffle someone's feathers, like who you are like interested in, it's actually in my view, from the ruffler, I guess, it's a compliment because I'm trying to impress you. You know what I mean? Like underneath all these layers, it's like, you know, you wanting to impress. Maybe it says a lot about us that we also always want to impress people.
Well, yeah, maybe.
maybe does.
Yeah.
But also we're so successful at it that we just, you know, we love doing it.
And the thing is like with all of this, the undertone is to appear unbothered, even if like I get bothered.
Well, we are always bothered.
But you always want to appear unbothered because nothing ruffles somebody's feathers, whether it's a love interest, whether it's a hater. Nothing ruffles more than appearing to be unbothered by somebody's actions. Period. And so with that, do you want to like kick it off?
Yes, of course. Actually, before I say that, I also want to say another little thing that we became this good that we also are able to turn like negative events into like a ruffling moment, or like we get so busy with certain things that we manage to like get those plans and make them a reason to be like a ruffling moment as well. Like I don't know, for example, it happens that we're booked and busy for 3 days in a row. Well, we turn it into like a huge event basically for our fans. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you turn like you're also able to turn like maybe busy moments or like busy situations into actually like a way of attracting even more attention. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah. But we have like some general rules, I guess, like some like behaviors that you can like I don't know.
Yeah.
It is a masterclass. Yeah, some tactics that we usually use. Yeah. So if y'all want to pay attention, please do. This is like important, vital, you know? My first one on the list I put was don't change your plans for someone else. Stick to them. Be busy. If you're busy, be busy.
Exactly.
Yeah, if this person or like any of your, you know, friends or whatever it is, they want to hang out with you, next time they'll tell you in advance. Exactly. You're not here to be, you know, invited last minute. It's okay to have like some very spontaneous like hangouts or whatever it is, dates or whatever it is. But when you get to a certain age, you don't have the luxury of always.
You don't have the luxury of time.
Yes, exactly.
When you work a corporate job, you do not have the luxury you had in university or in graduate school of being able to just go and do things. Yeah. You plan months plural.
Months in advance. Yeah, I think also because like you're busy every single day of the week except the weekends. So the weekends are the only moments of your life where you can do things that you want to do in that sense. You can
wind down. And really only Saturday is really the only day that you have, because Sunday, even if you have the full day, you are thinking about going to work on Monday.
I personally do prefer like having a more relaxed Sunday. I don't mind sometimes making plans on Sundays, but sometimes I prefer just like, you know, house cleaning, getting ready mentally for work, and just relaxing, unwinding, just watching things and being like, you know, chilling out. So that's the preface. But the point is that if you're busy, stick to your plans. Don't bend your back for someone just because you care about them. That doesn't, like...
Exactly.
Yeah, if they care about you, they would book you in advance.
Exactly.
And you, I assume that as a person, as a listener, you book people in advance as well. Like, you do that out of courtesy and out of interest to, like, just, you know, wanting to hang out with someone. But at the same time, you're a busy person. You have multiple people you want to hang out with. And they do take... I'm a firm believer that whenever you get booked... That's it.
And I really stand by this, especially when it comes to relationships.
Agreed.
I am very much a firm believer in, like, when you get into a serious relationship with somebody, it is so easy, and I think women are more inclined to do it than men, honestly, but men also... also can certainly fall prey to this, but you tend to, like... I don't mean to stereotype, but I just feel like people, women in particular, will drop any plans, cut people off if it means they get to see their boyfriend. Like if their boyfriend asks them to do something, they'll drop anything and do it, and it's because you love the person. However, you also love your friends. It's a different type of love, and I think that it's if you've made plans with someone. And, like, the day before, your boyfriend or somebody says, oh, can we do something? It's it's like, I think it's personally rude
it is. I think
to cancel on somebody to hang out with somebody else. Like, if it was a friendship, would that behavior be acceptable? Like, would it be acceptable to drop a friend for another friend? No, it wouldn't be.
I wouldn't like that. I wouldn't like. If you were in the other person's shoes, I wouldn't think you would like being stood up multiple times. You know what I mean?
No, like, exactly.
It's not nice.
There are exceptions to this ruffling rule. Exceptions include birthdays. I think birthdays are an exception. If it's somebody's birthday and they decide to have their birthday party on a day, people understand that.
Exactly. If it's like a different type of like event, if it's an event, if it's something important, sure, like you can change plans. But I think the underlying logic here is that you, like, if you become too available to a person, you lose a bit of a charm and a bit of a, you know, like not a mystery, but you know what I mean. Like, if you're busy, you're busy. Like, you need to be desired in that sense. You know what I mean?
You never want somebody, even if they don't mean to, you never want somebody to take you for granted.
Yes.
And unfortunately, people do it. And I feel like as people get older... It is, like, especially when you're reaching your 30s, people start to take you for granted a lot more.
Oh, definitely. I agree with that. I think, like, the issue I see here is that the nice thing you can do is, like, you would ruffle in a sense that you would, like, sorry, I made plans, I cannot make it. I mean, I already made plans, I told you already. So... But you can yourself, or that person, to be fair, should also propose something different moving on. You know, for example, oh, you're busy, I'm so sorry, but maybe next time we can do something else.
A classy move.
So that would be a nice move in that sense. But even if they don't, it doesn't matter, because you're making like you're creating a precedent here, which is like basically that when you're busy, you're busy. There's nothing else going on. You know what I mean? That person will probably be checking out your stories, whatever you're doing that day or whatever it is, because they'll know. At that point they're tuned in into your, you know, plans and all that stuff. Sure, they may do like they may make other plans in the meantime, like to, you know, hang out while you're busy. But trust me, they will be like, you know, tuned in into your content. Definitely.
And also, ladies, men out there, and one other layer to this, I would say, is, and this is like a personal thing, is if you are interested in somebody and before you were interested in this person, if you had a very religious workout schedule, like my workout schedule, I kind of curate to my week, but I know for damn sure every Monday night after work, I will be working out, and I never stray from that. I've been religiously doing that since I've been working at my current job.
Yeah.
Day one, I started that job. I took on this habit.
As you should.
And it's been incredible.
I'm glad, yeah.
And now that I'm in a relationship with somebody, it could be so easy to fall prey to, well, I won't do that.
Yeah.
And certainly I've been tempted a couple of times. I'm a human being.
Definitely.
But that is something that I've done for myself to better myself every Monday.
Yes.
And that has been a thing. And so I have made it very clear in my relationship that every Monday night I will be working out from this time to this time. And lay down the law. And it in a way, garners a lot of respect from the other person.
I think it is, yeah.
I think that he very much respects that. I do that. And he's like, yeah, like, I really respect that.
Yes. And I think it's also good to, like, have to build boundaries in that sense. I just don't like being too attached to one person. Like, I mean, even if you're in a relationship, you need to, like, protect your own boundaries. Like, I think we talked about this, like, maybe I talked to him in some of my episodes, like, you need to be your own person at the end of the day anyways. Like, no matter the type of relationship, wherever it is, you still need to be you in a sense. Like, you cannot give up your own personality to be with someone else. You know what I mean? That's not nice. And also, if you think about it, it's also stupid because the person who fell in love with you fell in love with because of your interests and all that stuff. Like, they don't give up on your...
Don't be a doormat for somebody.
Period.
Because nothing turns somebody off. But, and this is an example of ruffling feathers in a good way.
Yes,
because
it is,
if you're busy and if you respect commitments,
yep,
nothing ruffles feathers in a good way more.
I think so too. I think if you show that you're committed to your own things, you show you're independent, you're an independent person, you do the things you want to, but also you're able to juggle between seeing the person that you want and also make time for your own things and then make time for your own friends. Like, you make time for everyone in that sense. And I think on my end, like, I would see, if I was the other person, I would see as a great, quality in that sense. You know what I mean? So I think it would be a positive ruffle. I just want to say before we move to another one that you were talking about, like, man, sometimes, like, women giving up everything for man and all that stuff. I think that's the truth. And I think man, the way they do it instead is that they are always too spontaneous sometimes. I don't know, I don't want to generalize as well, but it's always a pattern that with men I've seen that they don't make plans ahead, but expect you to, like, drop everything and do something with them.
100%.
And it's like, what? In what world does that, like, if you're busy and you're busy, like, then I need to respect your busyness. But also it's the other way around. Like, if I'm busy, you shouldn't, like, come out of the blue and say, like, oh, drop everything, hang out, let's hang out right now, just because you're, like, in the mood of, like, meeting up with me or whatever. No, ma'am. Like, we plan things ahead. You expect to, like, you expect me to, like, respect your boundaries, but also you should respect mine. You know what I mean? So,
and especially in that circumstance, if you're not in a relationship yet, like, if you're in a relationship and you are available, and somebody's like, oh, like, would it be fun to do this? Then and you're free, of course. But I think that it's really important before you enter a relationship dynamic, if you're interested in somebody,
definitely
do not drop everything to be with the person, because it makes you look easy.
Yes, and I think that would be also a huge turn off, honestly. So,
and that doesn't ruffle feathers.
That doesn't.
You want to be hard to get.
Yeah, you always
hard to get ruffles feathers in a good way.
In a good way, yeah. Don't be, like, unavailable in a sense that you don't ever want to hang out, but
you want your
stick to your plans.
You want your availability to be a prize for somebody.
Period. Like, you need to be the prize. You need to be, like, chased.
Yes.
Don't chase. Be chased.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Period. Then the next one we have is, on the day of an event that you're going to, but the specific person you want to ruffle is not there, get in touch with that person. This is my personal strategy that I do. Get in touch with that person on the day of the event, but don't talk to them about your plans of the day. Just talk to them very vaguely about anything but the plans. Don't be super, like, chatty, but just exchange some messages about anything else but the plans, so that then when you are at the function or whatever it is, they'll be surprised by what you're doing, or they'll just be reminded out of nowhere, oh, she's busy, or he's busy, oh fuck, he's having fun, immediately tunes in. You're gonna be on his mind for the rest of the day. You know what I mean? So just be classy when you have events. I know it's like very like the common like I guess instinct is to like share your experiences with someone or your plans and all that stuff, but you've told them in advance that you're busy. That's it. You just told them that you're busy. On the day of the event, chat with them. Maybe you can also like kickstart a conversation. But don't talk about the actual day that you have. Like, don't talk about what you're going to do today. You know what I mean? Yeah. Don't talk about your plans. Talk about, oh, I've seen this video. Or like, how you doing? Anything good? All that stuff. Don't be too chatty. And then go to your event, slay, post pictures, do whatever you want. Or send them a picture of you at the event. Even better.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yes.
I was about to say that my step up from this suggestion is... and this might be a little toxic. I will... full transparency.
Okay.
But ready. I do that, like, I don't mean to, like, make your podcast rated M. But no. Yeah. I do this in a way to be on their mind sexually.
Yep.
Because there's something about this tactic that makes them want to fuck you.
Period.
And here it is, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen. I take a picture and send it with no context.
Don't say anything. Exactly.
Either at the event and it's just me, like just a picture of me, or like before I'm about to go, but I'm ready to go.
Period.
And I say nothing.
Don't say anything.
I send the picture. It sparks some dialogue. I wait.
Yes.
Maybe 30 minutes.
Yep.
And then I post that exact picture on my story.
Period. That's the
Or
strategy.
if it's a really good picture... It goes in the gram.
It goes in the gram.
My second to last, most recent post
was
this tactic. Yes. Because if you look fire and you send it to somebody, they're thinking, ooh, I'm really special, I got this picture. Humble them. Immediately. Humble them, take them down a notch.
Give them like the bit of a satisfaction for like a... maybe maximum a day.
They won't like it, but you will be on your mind sexually.
Yes.
Like, like...
You will. You know them well. Especially when you like, I think you like, if you know you look good. Like there's sometimes...
you look good.
Yeah, you look good. You let the person know that you look good, but you don't let them know what the fuck you're doing. Or like, they would know, but you don't need words. Words are not needed sometimes.
Words are not needed. Yes. You look good, send the picture, babes.
Exactly. And then you
Make
create...
them feel special.
Exactly. You create this sort of mystery about yourself, that you're looking good, but also... You're busy. You know what I mean?
You're busy. So this is a powerful tactic. This is almost breaking my rule of being mean.
Yes.
But it's not being mean because you're getting the sexual energy flowing.
You would do it for someone,
Yeah, you're ruffling for good cause.
It's a good cause, definitely.
It's a good cause for the both of you.
It's a powerful tool though. Use it
wisely.
That's
a powerful tool and it could backfire.
Yes.
That's one that you have to curate to your audience.
Yes. And we also suggest don't do it too often. Like
no, don't do it too often.
Yeah.
This is like a once every couple months.
Yes. Do it like very rarely when you know that you're gonna look good. Yeah. Just do that and that's it. But don't do it like very often or very close by to the previous event or whatever. So yeah, just all these rules, use them very wisely because you can get in trouble.
You could get in trouble.
Yeah, I think like one thing about ruffling is that you need to be aware of when to ruffle. Like it's not always a time to ruffle. If you get what I mean, it's always a time to ruffle. There are specific times when you can and you should. But sometimes you should not. I think you should, because you can you can come off as mean, or you can come off as pretentious and too much and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So and I think getting from that into like this next one is actually really good. Fashion game. Mm-hmm. You have to kill it. No, like I don't know. I know people are gonna be mean and say like, oh, but what if I'm in the mood of just like looking, shabby and all that stuff. I don't care. Put that work in. I know we shouldn't always perform for people, but I like it personally, and I think it unfortunately does the extra, bit. Like it takes you the extra mile there. You need to always be presentable, in my opinion. Be on your best behavior. Look good. Invest in some nice clothes. Invest in some nice, perfume. Do something, but be always on your A game when you're meeting someone. Even if it's not, here's a rule for this one. Doesn't have to be specific. Whenever you meet people, just look good. You know what I mean? And if you do want to look shabby, look hot while looking shabby. Be prepared for that as well. Like, even when I want to look shabby, I prepare that. Like, I don't naturally look shabby. You know what I mean?
Too.
You have to look the part anytime you go, you just need to be in that, like, you know, A game mindset. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And there are, like, you can always look good, and there can be levels to that.
Yes.
Like, I'm not always bringing 110% every single day, but, like, there are things that you can do to make looking, like, good every day easy. Like, you can...
Skincare. I would say skincare is very important.
Some people really do struggle with their skin.
Yep.
But, like, do things that make you feel confident.
I agree. Yeah.
Whatever that is for you, because I think nothing makes you look better than exuding internal confidence.
Yes, I agree with that totally. Like, sometimes, for example, I do very minimal makeup, and I love the way I look with that. It's nothing too crazy. But I just go that, like, I know that after I put that on, or for example, a specific perfume that I like, when I put it on, I'm like, oh, I feel good. I look good. I feel ready. I'll feel confident enough to be there and just do whatever. And the thing is, when you look good, you don't even need to, like, you know, engage into any sort of, like, crazy conversation to attract attention. By the mere, like, confidence that you exude, by just being there, you're just gonna be looked at. That's the rule. That's the rule. And it happened to me quite often, also very recently. So I can say that it works. It does work. Yeah, you don't have to say anything. You just have to, like, look the part, and everything else will flow. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, like, if an all black fit makes you feel confident, figure out what your favorite all black outfit is and wear that.
Wear that, yeah.
You know?
Yes. Or if it's, like, for example, I don't know, any specific I don't know, like, even if you like foundation, all that stuff, like on your face, any sort of, like, makeup, even if it's heavy makeup, I don't care. If it makes you feel good, go for it.
Yeah.
Like, anything that makes you feel confident, doesn't matter, like, what it is, just do it, you know? And you will attract attention. That's the important thing.
Exactly.
That's the end goal. I know people are gonna say, like, oh my god, you're too, like, shallow, you only, like, care about these, like, extra things, like, you know, appearance and stuff, but it matters.
It does, yeah. I feel like it does matter, but I feel like it boils down to these things do make you feel confident, and at the end of the day, human beings pick up on that at a subconscious wave.
Yep, I think, like, I feel like people, like, I always, like, there's a saying in Italian that says, like, l'occhio vuole la sua parte, which means the eye wants its own like, part in that sense, literally, which means that you need to, like, attract attention. Like, yes, talking is going to bring you interest, but also the person wants to see something beautiful. If you look beautiful or if you look confident, the eyes, like, of the other person, you're gonna, the gaze of someone is gonna be on you. You know what I mean? So yeah, or do whatever it is. Like, if you wanna have a hookup before going somewhere, do that. If that's gonna make you feel confident, do that. I do it all the time personally. Whenever I want to feel confident, and when I feel, you know. There's also something about that, personally, that I believe. It doesn't matter if you're with friends or not. If you've had a great night beforehand, and you go out then the next day or whatever it is, or even before that, before the same night, you have a nice, you know, time with a person, with whoever, but personally, you're going to exude that, I think. I think people are going to know that you had a good time. You know what I mean? So,
100%.
Period. we're getting real. Yeah. Next one. Oh, okay, this one is good as well, yeah. If you want to ruffle on Instagram, this is specific, have someone take a photo of you, your bestie, preferably. Always hang out with your besties, because your besties are your life. Have them take a photo of you, and they should be the ones posting it, and then you can repost it. So that, first of all, who the fuck posts their own, like, if you're at an event, you wouldn't post a photo of yourself, I think.
On a story.
On a story. I take selfies only when I'm, like, I don't know, walking around, or, like, I'm at home and all that stuff. But if I'm at an event or a party or whatever it is, I never, like, post myself unless it's funny. If it's funny, it's a different matter. Yeah. If it's a funny photo of you, sure, go ahead. But if it's a cool picture, or, like, a social picture in the sense that you're with friends, just taking drinks and all that stuff, and if you want, like, if you specifically feel the need to, like, ruffle someone, ask your bestie to do that for you. And 100%, we do it all the time for each other. So.
And here's the thing: if you are taking pictures because you're looking good, feeling good, if you're taking actual pictures on your phone to have as a potential post, and you decide, well, I kind of want this one on a story.
Yep.
Send that picture to your friend.
Yes.
A true friend would be more than happy to post that on your story.
Well, we do it all the time. Whenever.
Yeah, we do it all the time.
We take we're like, oh, actually we do it
I'm
so
like,
many
girl, please post this with me.
We always open our phones out, and we know when, like, I think also your true besties know when to get a photo of you. Like, they can sense that you're in a good, spotlight or in the moment, or they know that you're in a good position to be taken a photo of, and they will go there. Or you can just ask them. Like, I sometimes ask Pam to take a photo of me and post it.
I asked.
Or she does it with me, and we are more than happy to support each other. More than happy to support each other. So it works. I think the psychology here is that if you post yourself, it's whatever. Like, it's a photo you took of yourself, cool. But if someone else posts it, it means that you were looking good and you had to be taken a picture of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You had to be photographed.
Yeah.
So it means that someone else is like looking at you. You know what I mean? Like, everyone there is talking about you and all that stuff. So social media does a lot, to be fair. So you need to be very, very aware of that. And so I have another one. Oh, also, if you do have any ideas, please bring them in. I have quite a few left as well. I have. Oh, okay. So we were saying that you can ruffle, like, people you're interested in, but also haters. Like, haters as in, I don't want to say like full haters, but there's some people who are just watchers in that sense. They love to stalk you or like just be around and send you negative energy or whatever it is.
They have the evil eye on you.
Yes, they really do. They really do. They really send you negative energy. And so here's what you should do. Never bow down. Double out. Like, just go in. Go all the way out, square up, and just go for it. And specifically, this applies to us, I think. This is like something that we've noticed multiple times. That, for example, if someone is not the biggest fan of you and your bestie, and especially your friendship, they don't like it, they don't like you two are friends, they always like they always have something to say or whatever it is. Just hang out with your bestie even more. Just go hikey, post yourselves on Instagram, just post some photos, whatever it is. But just stick to that person. If you feel like good with your friend of yours, just stick to that. Like, stick to them. Show off that you're with this person, and you know that people are going to be mad, and people are going to be paying attention. And I also wrote in my notes that hate fuels attention, and that's the truth. Don't like, just if it has happened to us multiple times, and multiple people have disliked the fact that we are friends, and that they don't like it. They don't like it. And what about it? We just keep on doing.
We just do us.
Yeah, we just do us. We hang out even more, actually. So whatever you say,
we are really minding our own business.
That's the funniest story. That's the funniest
part is we just mind our own business, and people don't like that.
Exactly, and you know what? That gives me some sort of confidence, actually. Personally, I'm like, if you're so bothered by us hanging out, well, that's on you probably. I mean, multiple times that happened to us. Like, in the span of now almost 3 years of friendship. We've had so many people look at like what we were doing and just not liking it and all that stuff. Exes, ex-friends. Yeah. Plenty of people. To the point where, for example, should I go there? I probably should. Some people we ruffled so hard that these people did not have the balls to actually post this specific photo that was like aimed at us. The Swift Together one.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh my god. So you guys, this is wild.
This is wild shit.
So
no names, but yeah.
No names, but Rob and I, we like going to Swift Together. And whenever we go, we post we post a picture because it's fun, and we videos, we like to dress up for it. Like, I like to go country.
Yes,
you like to.
I do whatever.
Depending on what your era.
We literally buy fits for that for the event.
We have been guilty of buying fits for this event. So we have a really good time, and we don't go that often, but we go often enough that people know we go.
Yes. Yeah.
So this girl who did you dirty. Said rude things about me behind my back from the very beginning. She, very two-faced individual.
Yes.
She went, either threw or went to a party that was making fun of Swiftageddon.
Yes. And
took pictures and captioned it saying, our very own Swiftageddon.
Yep.
And the way that they did it was so very clearly targeted towards us.
Yes.
Like the way that the pictures were taken, it was very, very clear who they were targeting.
Also because this person has never been to Swift
They've
Together.
never been to Swift Together.
Never. They've been invited.
They've been invited to Swift Together, but they said that they don't like Taylor Swift very much, so that they didn't want to go. Yeah. So it was just a very interesting house party theme.
Yes, very
that
interesting.
They threw, but they were so they were so afraid to do it because it was so clearly a bully. It was bullying. It was bullying to us. That's what the post was. It was being a bully.
Yep.
They were too afraid to be a bully that they unfollowed us and caused us and made us unfollow them. Like, so that we didn't see the post.
Yes. Oh, but we always, we always.
Little do they know that we have a lot of really good friends, and of course they're gonna relay back to us.
Yeah, what's going on?
What's going on?
Yes.
Like they're like, did you see this?
Yes, definitely. So like, we didn't know anything about this.
We didn't know anything about it because we noticed that they unfollowed us and that they they removed us as followers from them. Yeah. But we didn't know anything beyond that. Yeah. We were just like, okay. Like,
and we were trying to mind our own business after that. After we were trying to mind our business, but there's always a way that, that proves to you that we were on their minds. You know what I mean? We've been on their minds multiple times, even after, finishing our friendship, whatever it is. I mean, it is what it is. Like, friendships, just like relationships, don't last, some of them forever.
No.
Some of them do, some of them don't. And it's fine.
And it's so normal. It's a part of life. But
if you're so hung up on it, though.
Bully.
Yeah, if you're so hung up on it to, and not even have the balls to do it, to show it to us, then you know what? That's funny.
That's honestly an example, prime example of how to not ruffle feathers.
Exactly. That's
because I'll say it. I felt ruffled by the fact that they did that, but it wasn't the fact that they did it. It's the fact that they unfollowed us, removed us as followers, and didn't have the fucking thought that hey, our other friends,
it's stupid.
A couple of our other friends follow them too. You need to think these things through. And if it's that targeted of a post, you're just being, at that point, that's an example of crossing the line to being mean.
Exactly.
You're not ruffling if you're being mean.
Exactly. And I think also you need to be smart. I think you need to be smart when you do these things. You cannot, to me it was fine. My reaction was, oh, that's actually funny. You know what I mean? It's I was laughing at it. You know what I mean? Because it was a failed attempt at ruffling, in my opinion. Because you were trying to be aiming at us in a way, but also you failed completely because A, we couldn't see it. B, our fans were still in it. So whatever, if you were trying to hide it from us, we found out about it anyways. You know what I mean? So where's and we were so on your mind and you decided to still post it. You know what I mean? So yeah, funny behavior. So just don't go there. You know what I mean? Don't try to play with masters in this game. You know what I mean? It happened so many times. I think in general, whenever you want to post something that is aimed at someone else, either you own it and you post it so that the person can see it, or if you don't want it to be seen by the other person, you just want to feel freed and post it, just make sure that that person never gets a hold of it. Or maybe if they do, they will get a hold of it eventually, ages in later on.
Don't be mean.
Don't be mean.
And also, this also goes with reposting things on your story.
Ooh, yes, it is.
I think that being a bully is never classy. It doesn't matter how much you care about your aesthetic, how much you pride yourself on how you outwardly appear. If you post anything as a repost that is targeted to make another person feel bad, you are not classy. You are not. You're making a fool of yourself. You're making a fool of yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not a cute look.
Definitely not a cute look. I personally think that sometimes I am guilty of posting, for example, things that are I actually would say that I'm actually a master at this as well, posting things on my stories just to create a reaction. I'm good at it because I don't necessarily I don't do it in a mean way. First of all, I don't do it to offend anyone, but I'm actually doing it to cause a chatter, to like maybe be also reached out. And best believe, people 9 out of 10 reach out. You know what I mean? 9 out of 10 reach out. It has happened multiple times. And you do it in a way that it's like subtle. You don't go, especially after like, you know, as a reaction. You know, you never do things as a reaction.
No.
You have to be very strategic with the way you do things. If you do it as a reaction, then you come off as like pressed and bothered and all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So if you see something, for example, that bothers you, the first instinct that you should have is hold back, pull back, just stay away from it for a bit, think this through and all that stuff, and don't react to it. Don't react to it. If you just like, for example, if you see two people hanging out and then out of a whim you just go on your stories and like say
something mean.
Yeah. Ooh.
That's like ridiculous.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. You're making a fool of yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. My rule of thumb is never repost anything that somebody can immediately attribute back to the last time you hung out with them.
Yes, agreed.
Never do it.
Never do it.
And I like very rarely ever even repost anything that's not a picture of like people or like somewhere I'm at or something I'm doing. But if I do, I ask myself the following question. Would 3 or more of people I see about once a week, every other week, like people in my closer circle, not my super close circle, but my outer close circle, would 3 or more of those people look at that story and have a positive relation with it?
Yeah.
Like if it's something silly about Pokemon, for example. Like I have a few friends in my wider circle who would appreciate that. Then I find it acceptable to repost that.
Agreed.
But you never want it to be like only one person will get this.
Yeah.
It's targeted and
you'll be too,
it's not in a good way. You never want to repost something that somebody's going to be like, I know that this is about me and it's bad. Exactly.
Agreed. You need to be...
Don't do it.
Precise, but also general. You know what I mean? It's a bit of a nice balance you need to like walk in that sense. You can be pointed, but also don't be too pointed. You know what I mean? Like, you have to make it general enough that you can have a backup plan. Saying like, oh, no, it wasn't actually about you, for example. If like you get confronted by someone, it's like, no, you got it wrong. Like, you know what I mean? Don't be too specific, and also don't be obvious. Like you want to act unbothered. Like this, you gotta come off as very bothered. You know what I mean? Is the no worries? Actually, I'm very worried. You know what I mean? God. Actually, I want to touch on one thing you said about the closer circle of friends. I think there's also a good way of ruffling feathers, in my opinion. Like you need to be exclusive enough with your friend group, but also not super exclusive. I think
I agree.
You should have a nice wide circle of friends close enough to you, but also, and you should be open to having more people into your close circle, but also be selective. I think you need to like be very sure of who you let into your group, and also you need to let them know that there's no like this is not for the giggles or whatever. This is like a nice relationship that you want to build.
It's like if you have a close group close-knit group of friends, the bigger it gets, the more likelihood there is for drama.
Yeah, agreed.
And I'm going to knock on wood because you never know.
I'll do that too.
Like me and Haley, for example, we're literally chatting about this. We're saying how nice our friend group is because there isn't drama. Yeah,
that's true.
And that's because the friend group has developed carefully over time. I think we've curated a really good group of people who have good hearts and good souls.
Agreed. Yeah.
And the thing is if we are introducing you to our close group of friends, I'm meaning it as the biggest compliment in the world about you.
It is.
Like that means that I see you, I really adore you, and I want to include you in a group of people that I love and really treasure.
Agreed.
And the thing is there's no pressure to want to be buddies with everyone. Like if it's not your cup of tea, it's not your cup of tea, and that's
fine with that.
So fine, and it's so understandable. There's no pressure. Yeah. But I feel like some people take offense to that.
take things too seriously. You know what I mean?
To like, oh,
you didn't want me around, or like,
we don't want you, like that. We welcome you in our friend group, and like turn your nose up at behavior.
Okay, no, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. It is like some people get.
I don't know how to really put it into words. I don't think I'm describing it.
No, I know what you mean. As in, like, for example, if people, like, so you introduce someone to your friend group, and then they just feel like it has to be it or nothing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, it doesn't have to be that. Also, I think the way we introduce people to our friend groups is very strategic, in the sense that we don't necessarily invite you to, like, we invite you to very few things first, and then if we see that the vibe is going, and, you know, we have a general consensus that you're, you know, a nice person and all that stuff, then we'll try to integrate you. But the thing is, we're not like that gullible in a way. Like, if you start showing that you just come along just for the, you know, whenever it feels like right to you or whatever it is, or you're just like, you know, come once, act like very antisocial and is not like, you know, anything else, fine, you don't have to be friends with us, with the entire group. But also after that, don't act bothered and like, you know, annoyed by us hanging out with our group of friends. You know what I mean? If you don't integrate, that's fine. We can still hang out on a one-on-one basis, but it doesn't have to be that we have to stop then hanging out with our other friend group. That's the group we made. You know what I mean? It's a bit of an interesting balance, I think, here. But I think in a way, in the sense of ruffling, I think once you create your own group that is like well curated and all that stuff, people will know that it's the group. In a sense that if you're seen with those people, they're gonna know something is up. You know, like they're gonna be tuned in. They're gonna be like, oh, let's see what the group is doing. You know what I mean? So that people are gonna be interested in what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, it is a very nice feeling. And also, as Jenny said from Blackpink, if I let you in my circle, you're a winner, because it is like that. Like, if I trust you enough to be around my close friends and to be part of the group, it's a huge commitment, in my opinion. It's a huge commitment.
It's a huge compliment.
It is a compliment.
It's a huge compliment.
Yes.
Because I'm a firm believer that one bad seed in a group
can ruin everything
everything.
Yes.
And I'm so not a trusting person.
Same.
That if I trust you with people I do trust, that is the ultimate compliment I could ever give you.
It is, yeah. And with some people, you know from the get-go. I think with some people, it's very easy to know. Like, for example, I don't know, Morgan.
Morgan's in the group.
Morgan, second time, called out. Bless you, bestie, but you're part of the group, even if you're not here. You're part of
the group. Everybody agrees.
But it's like, for example, for her, I met her once, as I said, like even the other time, and it was immediately like so easy for me to like relate to her and like, you know, be friends with her. And I knew for a fact also that they reflect very well on you, Pam, that if you have such a nice person as your friend, then it means you are an incredible person yourself. You know what I mean? So yeah, and it goes same way goes for Morgan. Like you know, if you have Pam as your friend and people are very receptive of Pam, it's a huge compliment on yourself as well.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So,
it's really nice.
It is. No, but it's true. No.
I'm kind of awful, but
no, you own it. You should know. But we're awfully pretty.
Awfully pretty.
Let's put it like that. Gentle, awfully gentle. You know what I mean? We're firm. We're the firm group.
And you know what? This is another. We're gonna segue that into another ruffling tactic is stand firm.
Stand firm.
You need to stand firm in your boundary. Like, this is an overarching summary, I think, of everything. Like, you need to stand firm in your boundaries. Like, when you have plans and things, you got to stand firm.
Yes.
Stand firm in what you do. Stand firm in who you are. Do not bend over backwards for another person. Yes. Stand firm in the fact that, like, you know... I don't know. What else are we standing firm in?
I have the two last ones. Maybe we can stand firm on those, and then we can like finish it up because we've been talking for a while. But
oh my god, it's almost been 50 minutes.
But we have things to share. Last two, and we can like close it off. The second to last is this is a different type of ruffling that I've discovered recently. In my opinion is that you can ruffle by showing skills, but also be humble while doing it. So it's not simply about. We're not talking anymore about appearance or like being busy or all that stuff. But if you have skills and you know you're good at it, be humble about it, but show it off. You know what I mean?
Yes, amen.
Amen. So that the person, whatever it is, if it's a hater, if it's a person you want to impress, I think they're gonna be impressed even more by the fact that you're not bragging about it. I think personally, for me, it's a huge turn off when someone is braggadocious. You know, like if you want to be too on the nose, I don't like that. I think actually it's a turn off. But if you're good at it and you're like casually, quote unquote, casually doing something super well, you're gonna be impressing someone so hard, like incredible stuff. You know what I mean? And I think it's actually a very endearing way of catching someone's attention. I personally love that when something like that happens. Like when I start knowing something about you that I'm like, I would have never expected, or that you're like actually quite like, kept it on the wraps for so long. I'm like, okay, that's kind of hot. Like, you know what I mean? Like I've received that ruffling personally, but I've also communicated a ruffling to someone else. So just play your cards right. You know what I mean? Know when to use your skills, know when to like show them off, but also don't be braggadocious, because it's not a good look, I think. That's my opinion. So, and then let's go to the last one before we kill it off. Oh, this is like, I think you're gonna have an input on this.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Don't extend your invite to someone more than once.
Oh yeah, baby. I'm a big firm believer in this.
Yeah, we're firm.
I am firm.
I'm firm as a rock.
In this one.
Firm.
Ooh, what is going on with my phone? My thoughts on this are, if you are planning something and it's with this does not apply to large groups, a large group text. Yeah. Those people need reminders.
Yeah, you need to remind it again, yeah.
But if it's a small group of people, I'm going to say 5 people or less.
Yeah, maximum, yeah.
And you extend an invite.
I'm
going to leave it at that.
Yes.
I'm going to leave it at that. That's my invite.
Yep, agreed.
If you do not respond or RSVP within a reasonable time frame, and I'm going to say a reasonable time frame for an RSVP is 24 hours.
Agreed, yeah.
Maybe 48 hours. There are exceptions. There are exceptions to this. Very rarely, though.
Yeah.
Like, unless you're in the hospital, something else is going on.
Any exceptional circumstance, of course, is excused. But if it's something that you can easily control, whatever it is that it's going on with you, it's the same bottom line as before. Like, you're never too busy to like.
You're never too busy to be kind.
To be kind, exactly.
You're never too busy to be kind.
Yes.
And especially, like, if I have extended an invite to a small group of people, and somebody hasn't said anything, but is actively responding in other group chats, making other plans.
That's boo boo the fool, you know?
That's rude.
That's very rude.
Like, if you read it and don't want to go, just say you're busy. It takes literally 5 seconds
to say that,
and you're never too busy to be kind.
Exactly.
Even if you don't like the people, like if you don't like the person, you are never too busy to spend 5 seconds and say, I'm so sorry.
Exactly.
But I unfortunately can't make it. You don't owe anyone an explanation for why you can't do something. You never do.
Yeah.
You know, I do because I'm a people pleaser, but like you really don't.
You really don't need to.
I'm not owed an explanation for why you can't come. But it just takes 5 minutes to say, I'm so sorry. Yeah. Thank you so much for the invite, but I unfortunately cannot make it.
Be kind.
Fine.
You know?
Like, kind. That's so, like, thank you. But leaving somebody on red for a week when you've been active in other group chats is just rude.
It's just plain rude. It is.
It's just rude, and it's really hurtful, and it just seems, it's just...
Yeah.
And the thing is if you want to be a ruffler, you need to act, even though clearly it ruffled me. It ruffles me when people do that. Yeah. And it's a surprisingly common thing that people do. It's people don't know common courtesy, but nothing ruffles people's feathers more than if they're like, I don't like these people, and I don't want to hang out with them. Like, I know I'm not going to go to it, but I'm not going to say anything yet. Yeah. Nothing ruffles feathers more than you bring it up once and never say anything about it again. Exactly. Like, if I send an invite and you simply just don't say anything for a week or so.
Yeah. fine.
I'm not going to remind you about the invite, and that ruffles people's feathers.
Yeah, because you're not that special. You know, you're not. Also, I think you would look up.
You're so high and mighty.
Yeah, exactly. You're not holier than thou at all. And also, you don't want to look a fool yourself extending the invite more than once if it's that sort of like circumstance where it's like few people in a group chat or even a one-on-one conversation. You've been told you have the invite. I have extended the invite to you. That's it. Like, if you do want to, eventually, whatever, yes, do come along. But let me know. Give me any sort of reply. Even if it's an I don't know situation, let me know as well. Just tell me, I don't know.
Yeah, if you genuinely don't know, you genuinely don't know. Like,
there's nothing wrong with that.
That's so common, especially if it's an activity on a weekday.
Yes. And can I tell you something? This is going to be even funnier. I mean, it's going to help you ruffle even more. If it's a plan and you invite someone and the specific person you want is not coming, or like it's on a fence or whatever, fine. You've asked him once, fine. You stick to your plan, as I said before. Go ahead, have fun. That person is going to be bothered so much that sometimes they may show up out of nowhere. Invited, but magically they get freed up and they show up out of nowhere or thin air.
That's so true.
It happens.
They like...
They're not there missing out. You know what I mean? You're going to let them feel like they're missing out on something important and they're going to be ruffled. And... you know, that's a great thing to do. Act unbothered. You know what I mean? And also another thing you did, I think you did pretty well, like multiple times, is that when something like this happens, you are clearly yourself bothered by someone else not replying or whatever. The best weapon to like fight that is kindness. So when you meet that person again, even despite not having received any reply at all, just act like, be on your best behavior with them. Just be.
Kill them with kindness is real.
Selena said it best, you know?
Nothing ruffles feathers more than when somebody is like actively being rude to you and knows they're being rude to you and you are so nice to them. Exactly. Nothing upsets somebody more because it makes them feel like shit.
Yes.
And like...
I don't know why, but whenever I think of this, I always think of my experience, for example, playing basketball. I think I used to like enrage my adversaries like in basketball, my opposing team when I was resilient. Like resilience ruffles so much. Like if I were, for example, to fall or like be injured, if I stood up again and kept on playing, I would anger the person in front of me so much because nothing can stop me from like, you know, going my way, you know what I mean? And that's how like you should behave. Like, be resilient. Don't let people know that you're being bothered by anything. Like if you get tumbled up or like you get, you know, something happens to you, whatever it is, you get annoyed by something, don't let it like seep through. You know what I mean? Like just go for it. You know, keep on like looking at least as much as you can, like unbothered. Keep on acting kind, keep on acting resilient, and you would enrage people so much. Like this is a huge power move that you can do. Like if you're in a predicament where you're like, you know, clearly on the losing end at first, just as I said, like this is like the lesson we've learned, that you can turn any losing end into like something positive. Like if you're getting that short end of a stick, turn it into something great. Just own it, you know? Just be kind, like be resilient, and that other person is gonna be so fucking like annoyed by it because it's like, how come you're not bothered by this? How come you're not you know, I thought I was gonna like make you suffer for this, and then you're like all here like sparkling and being completely unbothered. Like you're gonna eat, like, you know, they're gonna be eating themselves alive. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna ruffle for real. So just be resilient. That's my other truth.
Be resilient.
Be firm.
And be firm. And be firm in your kindness. Yes. Because you never, like, if somebody for some reason, and you don't know the reason, is that bothered by you and like is being weird and is not telling you why they no longer want to be friends or anything like that, if you are kind to them, you are giving them no ammunition that they can use to further like think ill thoughts about you.
Exactly. And
that's their loss. And the thing is when they come back and like realize.
Oh, they will, yeah.
And then they will. Especially if you ruffle by killing with kindness.
They will come back, yeah.
People will always come back.
They will.
Because people remember the kindness.
Yes.
They will always come back. And they'll probably be a little miffed as to why you no longer want to hang out with them like you once did. Oh. And maybe it's because You were rude.
Yeah, you've been a mean bitch. You know what I mean? That's the.
You were a mean bitch.
How about
Period.
that?
How about that? And I think that's a good close.
That's a good close. Guys, enjoy it. Enjoy your. Well, we're recording on a Tuesday, but enjoy your week ahead.
Enjoy your week ahead.
Yes.
Work week.
Yes, please enjoy it, and hopefully we inspired you with some, thoughtful tactics that you can use in your everyday life just to be more confident.
Mm-hmm.
Just be firm. Just the bottom line is respect yourself, respect your boundaries.
Respect yourself.
Yeah. And be better again. Be better again,
Be better, yeah.
Don't be an icky person.
Don't be an icky person.
Yeah.
Always do everything with kindness is the intention, and you will ruffle feathers.
You will ruffle feathers. Bye, Morgan.